And welcome back to another Hancock's VMware half hour. Well, we're continuing our series on our DIY UnRAID NAS today in part 7. But today I'm actually basically going to reveal the secret that I said that those keen-eyed amongst you may have spotted this. If you haven't, then we will reveal this today. So if you've been following this series, where we're up to part 6, being part 7 today, where we're using an Intel NUC 11, or Intel NUC 11 Extreme, or Intel NUC Extreme 11th Gen, whichever way round you want to call it. And we've done 6 parts on this so far, where you've seen these fat fingers inside, fettling around inside that very small case. Now, you'll be pleased to know that in this video today, there's going to be no fettling inside the case. You're not going to see these fat fingers again close up inside the case doing stuff. Today, I'm just going to come clean with what we've been doing here in Hancock's half hour. Now, if you've been following a lot of these videos, that you will know that we're running this part 6 DIY UnRAID NAS slow burn NAS alongside VMware bits and pieces and Proxmox bits and pieces and the Nutanix and stuff like that. But anyway, in part 100, I showed you how to P2V a Linux and Ubuntu PC using VMware vCenter Converter Standalone 9.0. And then in part 101, I showed you how to P2V an Ubuntu Linux virtual machine. The same one again was Night Scout. But we used the synchronization changes method in that video to demonstrate the ability to do a poor man's replication. Well, if you remember back in that video, in part 100 and part 101, we were using an ESXi server called ESXi 052 in homage and memory to Brother 52. And we also used VMware vCenter Converter Standalone 9 on a Windows 11 machine. And in part 6, where you actually installed me, in part 6, where I showed you installing Samsung 990 NVMe M.2 SSDs Gen 4, you actually saw me install them in the Intel NUC as well. So now I'm going to come clean in what we've been doing. And the keen-eyed amongst you may notice on screen, but I'm going to tell you. The Windows 11 machine that we used in part 100 and part 101 and part 6 was a virtual machine. And you're probably now asking yourself, well, how on earth did he actually basically manage to demonstrate? And in our Samsung Magician, it's actually basically reminding us that we've got an update available at the moment, but I'm going to run it anyway. And you may remember that in that video, I actually basically used our Windows 11 virtual machine to actually show if the devices were genuine or genuine. And there's our Samsung SSD device there and there. One's running at 54 degrees C and one's running at 42. And I actually turned around and said, I wonder which is which. I wonder if one is inside the compute board or one is under the NUC. Anyway, so this is a virtual machine. This is a Windows 11 virtual machine. So I wonder whether or not the penny's dropped yet. I'll still keep you thinking on about that. So this is a Windows 11 virtual machine, which it actually has access to real hardware. We have passed through the real hardware in physical land to the virtual machine in what VMware calls PCI Passthrough or VM Direct IO, or used to be called VM Direct IO or PCI Passthrough. So that's our Windows 11 machine. So we used our Windows 11 machine in parts 100, parts 101, and part 6, and it's a virtual machine. The ESXi server, ESXi 052, also happens to be a virtual machine. It's not physical. It is a virtual machine running as well. And you may remember, of course, that in part 100 and part 101, we actually basically demonstrated the ability where we did MD5 sums and replicated files, and we did a P2V in both part 100 and part 101. So Night Scout is in fact a virtual machine on ESXi 52, which is also a virtual machine. So now I wonder if the pennies dropped. So finally, here we go. All this is running on UnRAID. Yes, this is our UnRAID server. Cyrus NAS 5 is our UnRAID server. And this is the first time that I'm going to take the wraps off and come completely clean as to what we've been doing here in the labs. I've been telling you a few porky pies, really, to be honest with you, that we've had UnRAID up and running for quite a while. And although that we've been fettling with it and we've been tinkering with it and we've been adding NVMe's to it, and we've added XPG NVMe's to it, we've added Samsung NVMe's to it. We've also done some other stuff as well, which I'll come on to in a later video. But I just actually wanted to show you here in this video. Here are our Samsung Dev 4, Samsung SSD. That's one of them. Now, Dev 4, I wonder if we can see the other one there. The other one should be there as well. There's the other one, Dev 1. So they are definitely installed in our Intel NUC. You actually saw me install them in my Intel NUC. If I actually basically go to VMs on UnRAID, you can clearly see here that we've got ESXi 8.0 U3G, which is running. If I just click that and look at the console, and there you go. If I just hit enter, you can see there ESXi 052 141 245 136.18. You can see here that the specific machine type, if you like, is QEMU standard PCI 440FX plus P2X 1996. If we look up here and we actually basically look at our host, if I just X that out of the way, then you can basically see that the manufacturer is QEMU, standard PC, etc. 4 CPUs, 32 gig of RAM, which matches exactly that there, that's running on UnRAID. If we go back there and have a little look at our UnRAID console, we've also got a Windows 11 machine running. So I can have a little look at the console there. That's just going to look like Windows 11. But if we actually basically just have a little look under the covers on Windows here, just to sort of kind of prove to you, you can see here 11th gen Intel Core 3.3 gigahertz. That's the CPU that's in our Intel NUC. If you have a little look at Task Manager, it's also saying that this is a virtual machine. Yes. If we have a little look at MS Info, we can also see that the system manufacturer is QEMU as well. So, just to come clean, the virtual machines that we used in part 100 and part 101 were all virtual. The Windows 11 machine that we did the conversion on is a virtual machine. The ESXi server that we used to send and convert to was a virtual server. Those are both running quite happily on our UnRAID NAS. So that's all I was going to show you in part 7 of UnRAID under the covers. The secret is revealed. We've been using it for quite a while. We've just been egging you on whilst we've been adding bits and pieces to it. But if you want to know how to be able to do these things, PCI Passthrough to a virtual machine in UnRAID, if you want to know how to run ESXi under UnRAID. Then subscribe, like, share, and come back for more videos by me, Andrew Hancock, at Hancock's VMware Half Hour, in this DIY UnRAID series. So I'm hoping now that I've showed you and I've come completely clean as to what we've actually been doing here, that we've actually been using UnRAID here in the lab to create our videos, to really show you the power of UnRAID, and it works and it does what it says on the tin. So we're about 10 minutes, so that's a very, very short one. Again, thank you very much for watching these videos. Look after yourselves, stay safe, stay alive, and be kind and work hard. Bye-bye. See you again. Goodbye now.